Hello and welcome to Cuz. I am Luke, this is George, and we're here to talk shit and get nothing out of it. But,
True.
each other's company, that's the goal.
Yeah,
it's an experimental podcast.
Don't know where we're going to upload it yet. Probably like Spotify or something.
Probably fucking nowhere. It'll be lost in the abyss on someone's computer.
Probably.
It's the way of the world. Learn while you're young.
Yeah, true.
Today...
Yeah, go on.
Today, George.
Hang on, just a sec. What? Okay. Literally, I went downstairs and said, I'm doing a podcast with Luke, do not disturb. Literally 5 seconds in, Mum shouts up saying, George, going to Aldi. I'm like, I don't care.
That's where I just went to buy my milk to not put in my Cheerios.
Oh my god.
Right, today, I know, right? It's not even a budget, I'm just fucking stupid. Today, we are going to talk about the long ago released Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Me and you both played it.
Yeah.
You 100%ed it in the end? Oh, no, nearly.
I nearly 100%ed it in the end, but my brother-in-law borrowed it, so...
Okay, I did 100% it. A lot of cool Easter eggs, amazing story.
Yeah.
Side quests are very funny. Let's start with... We'll end with a rating.
We'll end with a rating.
Yeah, and we will start with the opening. Oh boy. Like, that is one of the most cinematic openings I've seen in a while.
I have to say, right, I'm going to start off right at the bat. Love the fact that the cutscene eases into the gameplay without you even noticing. It's fantastic.
But you're so, like, on the edge of your seat that you're ready. You're like holding the controls you think it's gonna be because you can't wait to play the game. It's the bit with the music and the whole like him trying to get changed while eating breakfast. And
it's like panning across his desk and you see the freaking web shooters and like the Spidey mask and it's like, oh, this is finally here.
Yeah, and you see the fucking there are so many Easter eggs just in that opening scene. You see that thing about responding to TS about job opportunities, so Tony Stark and the Avengers.
Yeah,
that was really really interesting. You had an amazing cameo by Stan Lee.
Oh my god, I didn't even see it coming. It was actually amazing. It was just like he comes out of the corner and goes, I'm so glad to see that you're both together. And I'm like, Jesus, what?
It's one of those things where it kind of, to anyone who's playing it, they see that and they're like, okay, this is seriously accepted by Marvel.
Yeah.
The fact that they put a cameo in. I think he had a cameo in another Spider-Man game.
I feel like it was... I feel like it would have just been a one-liner of like somebody on the street or something.
Yeah, but like they actually had to get Stanley in and obviously do his like scans to get him on. Yeah, apparently he was very very funny. Very excited to do it.
Oh my god, I honestly wasn't expecting any sort of Stanley cameo because obviously Stanley's getting really old.
Yeah. It's now been officially accepted as part of the Marvel Universe now. It's got its own comic book series.
Yeah, and it's after this game was released and everything, we got our first details of, I think it's called like the MGU, the Marvel Gaming Universe. Yeah. And they're actually gonna, I think, isn't it the next game is gonna be an Avengers game made by the same people who make Just Cause.
Who make Just Cause?
I'm actually I've got the case right here. It is. I think it's Square Enix.
Oh yeah, fuck. That'd be great. That'd be really good.
If it's anything like Just Cause 3, I'm gonna be hyped because Just Cause. You know me, I love Just Cause 3. Just Cause 3 is a fantastic game.
It's great fun. It's got a great physics engine. If they use the same engine, it's gonna work really well with an Avengers game.
The only thing I don't know about is who you're gonna play as, or if you're gonna be playing as multiple characters. And then, if that's so, what's going to happen in the free roam?
Yeah, I don't really want it to be like the Lego games where you just like switch between.
Yeah, where you just switch characters or anything like that. I want it to either base itself on a single Avenger, or I don't know how they're going to make this.
They couldn't single it on one because if they singled it on one, somebody like I don't know, about 80% of the MCU fan base would be like, no, I don't want to play that person.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to play. Then again, like, don't you agree that an Iron Man game would be amazing?
I actually believe that an Avengers game would be awful. I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah, I think it would be quite bad as well.
I think they need their own games, like an Iron Man game. They already did an Iron Man game. It wasn't good. Remake it. Spider-Man has proved that you can remake a very ruined gaming franchise.
Oh yeah, totally.
And make it great.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And there's so go
on. No, can you go?
There is so much going on with the Spider-Man, just the mantle of Spider-Man in a minute as well. You've got the new animated film coming out, which looks
great. It looks fantastic. Spider-Man Noir in the trailer. I am hyped. Don't care that it's Nick Cage.
Nah, I'm
hyped.
I like Spider-Pig when he's like, hey,
oh
do
my
animals
God,
talk in this
Spider-Ham,
dimension? Because I really don't want to freak him out.
I don't want to freak him out, yeah. I love the fact that they've decided to use different types of animation depending on their comic universe as well.
Yeah, and the sound effects come up too, which is awesome. So like when they're doing a thwip and release, release. Double
tap to release. And
yeah, I love that. That was a gaming reference. That was good.
Yeah.
I like that it is... I didn't really think about it. I was talking to Laurie, my mate, and he was saying that it's just the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
In the cutscenes he says like, save the world, and it's him with the train in Spider-Man 2.
The bit with the car comes through the window, but he's
yeah,
retold it, so he
turns around and
car.
punches it.
And I said
he's like, fell in love,
I?
upside down kiss. Yeah. It's like, the I fell in love, and then it's the Mary Jane Spider-Man upside down kiss. I love the fact that, I don't know if it's actually Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, or if it's another universe that runs... quite similar.
I think it's
because, like you said, that car scene is different. But
I think
obviously
I
it's
think
a
it's
callback.
because he's retelling it, and he's telling it like
the way he wants it to be.
Yeah, and it's also quicker to see that than to see him dive onto Mary Jane and not do anything. Of course. You know what I mean? Like,
but no, I'm hopefully gonna go and see it for my birthday.
It comes out December 9th and 8th. I think it's in cinema.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know, because at the end of the trailer, I think I told you about this, I'm worried at the fact that it said only in cinemas.
Yeah, it's only in cinemas for 2 days.
Yeah, I know, but then I'm really hoping it comes out on DVD.
Yeah, well, I'm home around that time, so...
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not going with mates, I'll come with you.
Yeah, that's cool.
It does look good. I'm really excited about it.
So am I.
It's such a rich kind of mantle at the minute. Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially if they're delving into the Spideyverse with it. Because the Spideyverse is such a big thing that's been tackled in comics, the cartoons. It was tackled in a couple of the games as well.
And there are so many different Spider-Verses, like
exactly,
that have their whole like cult followings, and they're huge.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's the whole like what I really really love about the game is that they had all of that to choose from. But they chose their own story.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. I think the smartest choice they made was putting it 8 years into Spider-Man's career as Spider-Man. No origin story. It's not needed. We all know it.
Yeah, we all know that Uncle Ben dies and Aunt May is left there to pick up the pieces. Speaking of Aunt May... Should we talk about the final scene and then post-credit
I'm going to put it out there now. This game has been out for a while, so me and George made the executive decision to...
We don't care about telling you guys spoilers.
You know, if you care enough to... If you care so much about the Spider-Man game, you've either seen it or you've played it by now. If you haven't, by some miraculous like reasoning, I don't know, don't listen to the rest of this.
Either go and play it or watch a gameplay of it, because it's a fantastic game, and honestly I think you're missing out if you haven't witnessed this game.
Watching it or playing it, you're going to enjoy it just as much.
Yeah,
let's talk about it then. Spoilers from this point on. Mary Jane, fuck. I mean, not Mary Jane, Aunt
May. I was going to say, what the hell happened to Mary Jane? I was like, hang on.
She was kind of fucking annoying.
Oh no, she totally was. But then oddly realistic.
Yeah.
So you know... It sort of works like that.
Yeah.
But I have a friend who hasn't played it yet, who hasn't like finished the game. So me and my other mate Jago are toying with him and being like, "Oh yeah, when Aunt May dies at the end, and she's coughing up blood and stuff." And he has no idea.
So does he think that you guys are joking about her dying?
Yeah.
So when he gets joking, she dies.
It's so graphic, and we're like, oh yeah, and then Peter has the antidote, but he's too heartless to give it to her. And he's like, guys, I know that you're lying. And me and Jago look at each other like, yeah.
Well, it's because you haven't put it into the context that it is give the
Exactly.
antidote to her.
Yeah,
or
I know.
save more people than just her.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
It's too heartless to give it to her.
it's too heartless to give it to her. Oh, I can't wait. It's just like, he says something to do with Doctor Who, and he's like, oh yeah, I saw a leaked footage, and I'm like, don't tell me about it, because I don't want any spoilers.
Yeah.
And he goes like, oh yeah, when blah 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 blah, and I go, yeah, and when Aunt May fucking dies.
Yeah.
He's like, I know you're lying.
Do you think he'll be angry when he gets there?
I hope so. I really actually hope so.
That's brilliant. I like that he is so caught up on the fact that he
right. I tell you where he is in the game at the moment. He's just gotten up to where Miles is introduced.
What?
Exactly. He's had the game for weeks. He got it on the day it released, and he still hasn't completed the main story.
Yeah, he still hasn't even put away Lee, the first where you think the game's gonna end.
And then the Sinister Six come out of nowhere. Which
was fucking awesome. Can I just say the character design on all of those enemies? Yeah. Awesome. Doc Ock was brilliant. You're playing Doc Ock, game.
By far one of my favourite characters in any video game. Because just his story arc is fantastic.
Yeah, it was the fact that you're Peter Parker, you're a scientist, and you are helping Doc Ock to try and change the world. But the player is playing that. And the player is saying to themselves, I am helping create Doc Ock. I don't want to do this. And then, I have to.
It's because of the fact that they both think that they're doing good, and you as the player are sat there going, you're not doing good, but I need to do this.
Yeah.
And it's that moment where Dr. Octavius walks out of the shadows with the two arms strapped to his back, and you're like, this is the start. Yeah. This is when it begins.
This is when he starts getting really aggy, and you can't calm him down properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit, yeah.
And I loved that.
Oh my god, though. The very ending.
Oh my god.
Right.
Right, I want to point out, when you're in Norman Osborn's penthouse as Mary Jane, I walked up to that and was like, oh, that looks all sciencey and stuff like that. And I walked up to it, and then I saw it in the end credit scene. Didn't know it freaking had Harry Osborn in it, did I? I was like, Jesus Christ!
I did the same thing. There. Because you go into a secret room, and there are spiders everywhere. And I was looking around, oh my god, he's trying to recreate the
Spider-Man.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw that tube in the corner, and I was like, that's really dodgy. And then I left, and then obviously in credit scene, Harry Osborn's in there, which is even worse because you play the whole game, and it's like, oh, Harry's gone away. Can you do these?
Yeah,
things?
Harry's gone to Britain. He has actually gone to Europe to get to. I think they said it was a school, but obviously Norman Osborn reveals that he went to get to be treated for something.
He's severely ill and
for
dying.
His hemoglobemia or whatever they called it in Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It was also the fact that it looked like he had a symbiote on him.
Yeah, it looked like the Venom parasite, the Venom symbiote, was attached to him in this liquid vat.
So I was watching an interview with the creative director, and the creative director said he was asked about the suits in the game, and he was like, so how come you didn't make the black suit appear in the game? And his response was, it's too big a story to just make it a suit.
That's a good point. That's a very
good
point.
So I feel he is going to make... there's a game that's going to focus on Venom, or a large DLC that's going to focus on Venom.
Yeah.
So I know Venom's going to be in I heavily believe Venom's going to be in the franchise at some point. I don't believe Harry Osborn is going to be Venom. I think the symbiote is keeping him alive temporarily.
Yeah.
And then when they finally fuck Harry up and he becomes the Green Goblin.
But then that's the question. In this 8 years, has the symbiote stuff already happened? Has Eddie Brock gotten the symbiote? That sort of thing.
See, I've already had that thought. Yeah. I was talking to my mate about it yesterday, and I mentioned, I was like, it's kind of weird actually that if they are going to do Venom, they haven't done it already because he's been Spider-Man for 8 years.
Yeah.
However, obviously in the comics, Spider-Man gets Venom when he's fighting Thanos in space.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh shit.
And then you've got that job opportunity post-note. What if there's a part in one of the games where you do sign up with the Avengers or do something that leads to you it does seem a bit late, but at the same time, it'd be very interesting to see it switched around like that.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously shown that they're not afraid to
retcon,
break the mold, you know. And it's like, again, with not putting an origin story in, because obviously the fans know that. If you've seen any Spider-Man film, obviously except Homecoming, you're going to be aware of that origin story.
Exactly. I mean, it's there, and it's one of the most beloved heroes of all time.
Yep.
They didn't need to focus on it, and they didn't, and I think they did a good job. They changed the right things, and they left alone the things that, should have been left alone. They did a really good job.
I also love how the collectibles, as in the backpacks, sort of give you like background information on the past 8 years. It's like at one point you find Spider-Man's glasses in a backpack, Peter Parker's old glasses, and he's like, "When I got my spider powers, I didn't need my glasses anymore." Like stuff like that, and it's like, wow.
I love them because they were short, they were sweet, they told you everything you needed to know. They're very interesting. Some of them matched up with each other. So there was that. There was the bit where he finds this was like something for one of my like suits I was testing out, and it was the spider webbing from under his arm from the Spectacular Spider-Man. Loved it. Then there was the bit where he finds the bit of Mysterio's helmet, and he's like, I actually used this to create my lenses and my mask now. That's what I'm using. You can't see through it, I can see through it. Yeah. I thought that was it was well done. It's one of my favourite things about that game. I'm
also loving the fact that both movie developers and game developers are thinking about the science behind Spider-Man's eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, how does he see through them? How do his eyes open up and like emote, basically? And like both of those things have both been tackled in the MGU and the MCU. I think that's fantastic.
I will say the Ranger suits were interesting. I liked a few of them. Other ones I thought were cool, but I wasn't going to use them.
And then there were ones that I thought were like, why?
Are you on about the like Nightmare Spider one with the skull, the Ghost Rider when he merges?
No. I'm not thinking of the Spirit Spider or whatever it's called. I'm thinking of Spider-Man and his boxers.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, when you 100% the game, you get Spider-Man in his boxers. You get just Peter Parker wearing a Spider-Man mask and some boxers.
I thought at first that was a reference to... for a split second, I thought it was a reference to Greg Miller. Kind of funny. I don't know if you know who he is?
No idea.
So Kind of Funny are like part of Rooster Teeth, I think, and they're huge on reviews and spoiler cast, and they get all the creative directors on. And Greg Miller basically is the guy who runs it, and he posted a picture of him in a Spider-Man mask, but he was shirtless.
Oh, I see.
And then there's been this going on joke for like months before the release of Spider-Man of him being like, no, I'm not shirtless Spider-Man. Have you ever seen me in the same room as shirtless Spider-Man? And then somebody went to Comic-Con or went to the Rooster Teeth event or something dressed as shirtless Spider-Man. Who's like, see, we're in the same room together. I can't be the same. It was very funny. He kept posting, is it September 7th yet? And like pictures of him dressed as Spider-Man or people that have drawn him. Nice. So I thought that was a reference to that, but then I was like, he's not got jeans on, and shirtless Spider-Man has jeans and a mask. Yeah, so when you go to the frat party and everyone's dressed up as all the Spider-Man villains through time, the shirtless Spider-Man's actually there, drunk on a stage.
Is he? That's awesome.
So yeah, unless you didn't know Kind of Funny, you wouldn't notice it. But
no,
I thought that suit was a reference to that until I.
That's the Halloween party, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So
where you go and fight fake Mysterio.
Yeah. So it must have been just a sort of reference to the point where he's like gets messed up on those drugs by Scorpion, and then you kill yourself and you just stood there in your underwear.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah. I completely forgot that happened. Actually,
there's also a really really funny thing that the creative director confirmed. You know when the classic suit gets ripped along the chest?
Yeah.
And he's swinging around and goes, "Oh no, I don't want my enemies to see my 3 chest hairs."
Yeah.
They actually modelled 3 chest hairs onto that suit. You can see
really?
them. Yeah, only 3. They modelled them deliberately.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really, really well done. And some of the suits, their own suit, the advanced suit, looked amazing.
Oh yeah, totally.
I loved it, but I didn't use it.
No, neither did I. I think all of the suits, given that they were unlockable skins for Spider-Man. They all looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They all looked like they've... Huh? Yeah, I played mostly
yeah.
with the noir suit on.
Yeah.
And then, which suit ability did you use for most of it?
I'm trying to remember. I don't know. Which one do you use?
Because for the majority of it, I used the focus increase thing.
Oh, right.
Which comes with the white tech suit. And then I unlocked the spider limbs from the Iron Spider and was going around doing the Fisk construction sites, whooping everybody's ass with these giant ass spider limbs coming out the back of Noir. It looked fantastic.
I tried them with the Iron Spider suit. That's awesome. It's in the game. I would have preferred to have seen the Iron Spider from the comics, not from...
Oh, I completely agree. The Iron Spider from the comics is my favourite superhero.
Yeah, I love it too. I think it's great.
I absolutely love it.
It's classic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to see that. I think I wanted to see it more because the game had 3 different Spider-Man suits from the MCU.
Yeah.
So you had his homemade suit, you had the Tony Stark suit, and then you had the Iron Spider suit, all from the Homecoming film and the Infinity War film.
Yeah.
It felt like a lot. I mean, the Marvel Stark suit was incredibly detailed. I loved it. I used it actually for most of the time because it looked amazing.
It did look really nice, yeah.
I really would have liked to see some... There was a lot. There was a lot MCU there.
Yeah, there was a lot of... I realised as well that there were a lot of the comic book suits that obviously weren't used.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's for future reasons. For example, the black suit not being used.
I know more coming with DLCs.
Huh?
More get released on DLCs.
Yeah.
I've already got the Suit Never Sleeps. For when it comes out this month at some point. I think it's gonna come out when I'm away, so I won't be playing it straight away.
Oh.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah.
It looks good. I think the first one is Black Cat. Oh, actually, that suit. Holy shit, that suit is cool.
I never got around to unlocking it.
Did you see it?
I have not seen it, no.
It's like sleek black with like bright crimson red spider on the front and back.
Oh, nice.
And he's got like cat claws on the end of his fingers.
Nice.
It looks really, really nice. I love it. His eyes are red as well. Yeah, no, that's a really, really good suit. You should... How far away from 100%ing it are you?
I mean, I was going around... I mean, like, I'm about 70% of the game done.
Mm-hmm.
But then, obviously, my brother-in-law wanted to play the game, and who am I to stop people from witnessing this amazing game? It does, however, mean that whenever I go around their house now, I have to be like, can I play Spider-Man for a bit? Just to quench the craving, you know?
So what did you think of the Doc Ock fight at the end?
I thought... I found it annoying that in the cutscene where he's making his anti-Ock suit, I believe it's called.
It turns back into the advanced suit?
Yeah, it turns back into the advanced suit, and that immediately threw me, and I was like, why have they done that?
So I tried to justify it by maybe the advanced suit, the auto suit is meant to work with the advanced suit, so he changed back.
Because in the cutscene where his mask is like completely shredded and shit, and one of the lenses is out, you can actually see the tech suit underneath the Ock suit. So you know, it does make sense. I'd have just liked to see like Spider-Man Noir walk in there and then suddenly like come out with the Ock suit on. It looked really nice.
It was also another moment. It was the moment that we've mentioned before with the Scorpion Venom, when you're naked and you're wearing the mask, but it's the advanced suit mask.
Yeah.
They're the only 2 times it happens in the whole game.
But then with the... I sort of thought, like, with the... after the Scorpion Venom, I was thinking, like, if he's been able to, like, strip down to his underwear, I'm sure he'd have been able to put on the mask, you know? Put on a different mask.
Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have taken a lot, but
then I feel like that's just a fanboy trying to look around a plot hole.
Yeah, I think there's probably a reason for it, logistically.
Yeah.
I can't say what it is. But
you'd have to ask better people than us.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the fight on the roof was very repetitive, and it went on a little bit. I just felt like I was constantly throwing shit at him. However, when it turns to the side of the building, although repetitive, I wasn't bothered because it was amazing. It was the whole
it looked very cinematic.
Yeah, it's like you knew who I was this whole time, and you still did this to me. And then he does that. It's the bit when you're like you kick him in the face, but obviously as you do it, like gravity pulls you down, so you slip down the building a little bit, and then brilliant detail. I loved it.
I love the that final part where Doc Ock is resting on a table and he's pleading for Peter's help, and he's like,
he's blaming the arms.
Together we can. Yeah, it's the arms. Together we can do this. And he's like, no.
I love that moment where I don't remember what it was, when he's like talking to himself, and one of the Doc Ock's talking to himself about killing Norman or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he's talking to himself, good, because the weirdest thing about the Spider-Man movies was the bit where he's talking to the arms and they're like nuzzling him. That weirds me out.
Yeah, that especially because he's controlling the. I suppose that there's the debate that the arms are controlling him in some ways, but that's the neural relay thing on the back of his neck messing with his brainwaves.
They explain it a lot better in the game.
They do.
Because you spend all the time making it, so you kind of have to know, and it just kind of tells you that the thing that helps you control the arms with your brain just from thought, because they're trying to help paralyze people and people who are missing limbs. It's like doing something to the hormones in the brain.
Which I like the fact that they touched upon the fact that Dr. Octavius was deteriorating in a physical sense.
Yes.
He had the illness and everything that was making him unable to walk, and his brainwaves being.
However, I don't believe that they will go down the Ben Reilly clone route at all in the games.
Because the clone saga.
It's a great saga. I love it.
No, you shouldn't, because the Clone Saga is the most convoluted piece of shit any comic has ever come up with.
No, but it's the idea behind it. I think, the whole, like, no, I'm the real Peter Parker. And then Peter Parker's like, oh my god, I'm a fake. And then really, Ben Reilly is the clone because he starts deteriorating. The only reason I know they're not going to do that, one, is a convoluted piece of shit, like you said.
And the Scarlet Spider was in it. Yeah, the Scarlet Spider suit was in the game.
It's already there. Like I said to you about the Venom suit, he said that it needs its own story. So with Ben Reilly's suit, so.
But then originally Ben Reilly turned up in an identical suit to Spider-Man.
Yep.
And then was killed, and then it turned out that the real Peter Parker was killed, and then Ben Reilly was there, but then it turned out that Ben Reilly was the clone all along.
Also, another really, really weird thing about the suits that I personally did was if I wanted to play in the classic suit, I played the Rip classic suit.
Yeah.
Because it was a darker red and blue, and it looked nicer.
Oh, I see.
But the other one was so bright, it was almost like orange.
The vintage suit, which is literally like
the comic
a 2D suit. Yeah, the comic book suit.
Oh man, it hurts my eyes.
I know, but I love the fact that they put it in.
I love it. I think it's great.
Because it's not something that you'd think, oh yeah, they've got the original Spider-Man suit in. No need to justify on that. And then they literally put one that's like, yeah, this is literally torn out of a frame from a comic book. It was fantastic.
I'm excited to see, like, obviously I'm excited to see the story, because the story of the game is amazing. I'm excited to see the story of the new DLC. I'm more excited to see what costumes they put in it.
Yeah. So am I.
It's such a vanity thing, but I really want to see.
I want to see the Amazing Bagman.
Oh god, yes.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Fantastic Four with a bag on his head. Yeah.
Oh, and there's that thing where he references the Mr. Fantastic. He mentions like this material would be great for I've forgotten what Mr. Fantastic's actually called. What's his first name?
Reed Richards.
Reed Richards. He was like, this would be great for Mr. Richard or Mr. Reed's suit or something like that. He mentions it in the game.
Yeah. I love the fact that they managed to mix New York City so damn well with real life and comic that I was playing it the other day at my brother-in-law's and was just like flipping past, and I saw something, and it was Doctor Strange's Sanctum. It was the Sanctum, and I was like, "What?
Wait, had you not seen that before?"
No, I hadn't. I just flipped past it and was like, it's here.
Dude, it's amazing because he swings past it, and if James has already gone past it, it wouldn't have triggered it. But he swings past it, and he goes, cool window. But I always think there's something strange going on in there.
Yeah.
And there are so many references to not only the MCU movies, but the MCU Netflix TV shows. So you can find you can find Rand Industries, which is Iron Fist's company. You can find Josie's Bar, where Daredevil goes with Foggy in the series. You can also find Thingy and Murdoch, Attorneys at Law. What is it? Thingy and Murdoch. What's the fucking other guy's last name?
It's
Foggy,
not Rupert,
Foggy Nelson. Nelson and Murdoch.
Foggy, yeah, that's it.
Nelson and Murdoch.
Rupert. What did I say?
Rupert
Murdoch.
I don't know. But yeah, the references were awesome. It was They also made it clear that the Avengers exist in this world.
Avengers Tower, yeah.
It was very in your face.
Oh yeah, totally.
But they also mentioned that the Avengers aren't there. The Avengers are somewhere in the west coast of somewhere, which apparently I don't follow the comics for the Avengers. Apparently it is actually there's a comic story that takes place in that particular time. It's quite a big story, and people believe that that's what's happening currently in the time.
That would be cool.
It's really,
I do like it when a person is giving such a big project that has a lot of history, and they actually decide to delve into the history and do their research before taking on the thing.
Well, the creative director loved the Spider-Man comics anyway, but he reread them all and bought them all, and he was just reading them. And he was like, somebody asked him, did you make any of your own villains for the game before it came out? And he was like, why would I need to? There are so many to use. I don't need to. There's no point. There's so many here.
I also like the fact that they didn't necessarily go with a basic enemy. Like, it would have been so easy to just throw Venom in there, or Green Goblin, or someone like that.
Mr.
But instead
Negative
of that,
is a complicated character.
They went with Mr. Negative, and I was like, I knew that it was a character already because I saw him once in a cartoon, and I was like, that's what's his name, Lee?
Yeah, Martin Lee.
What? Yeah, Martin Lee.
It's the fact that as Peter Parker, you love Martin Lee and everything he does.
Yeah.
As Spider-Man and Peter Parker, you hate Mr. Negative because he's a criminal. They are kind of the same person.
I do love the fact that Peter Parker is trying to not believe that Martin Lee is Mr. Negative.
He believes that it's taking him over or something. But it's not.
Exactly.
He just
and then you find out that Norman Osborn, or was it Norman Osborn? I think it was. Experimented on him, and like he killed his parents. And like what?
It was messed up. It makes you think how many other people has that happened to in the universe, that have made them what they are.
Well, you have to think, like, a lot of... it brings home a lot of, like, the Weapon X thing from the X-Men.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I mean, for me, it links more to... I just watched Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I tried watching it so long ago. I watched one episode, I wasn't into it. I watched it again recently. I finished the whole thing. It was amazing. Yeah. David Tennant is phenomenal in that. So
I really need to watch it.
But Killmonger, the character he plays, is also experimented on, and that's how he becomes who he becomes. But in the comics, he's experimented on back in England by his parents to try and save him because he's like brains deteriorating or something. Yeah. So it wouldn't be the same thing, but they could always change it. I mean, they're Insomniac; they can do what they want with it. It's their own universe now. You've got the MGU, like they can't copy.
I do like the fact that they are deciding to get different game developers in for the different games as well.
Yeah, it's not all just Insomniac. They haven't just gone, you did Spider-Man well, here you go, do it all.
Here you go, do another one. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, no. So rating. If you were to rate this game on, I don't know, out of 10.
Right. So before this game, my favourite game of all time was Spider-Man 2 for PS2. Mm-hmm. Second favourite game was Just Cause 3, and then I don't know. Third favourite was a Legend of Zelda game.
Okay. This
has surpassed any of my beliefs of that a video game could be. Mm-hmm. The reason I still love Spider-Man 2 for PS2 is because of the web slinging mechanics, and I personally didn't think it could get any better.
Nope.
But then Insomniac turned around and went, "Tell you what, if you hold down a right trigger, you're just gonna jump over everything.
Yeah. The
so
free
for
running,
that,
yeah, it's good actually.
Yeah. I love the fact that you can literally run across a building and jump off a ledge and immediately swing.
Yeah, I liked it, but I was running around doing the free running stuff because there are so many cool tricks he does. And I was kind of wishing there was a way for you to not instantly web swing because it was pulling me out of the free running.
Yeah, true.
I did find myself thinking that every so often, but I think that's just me being a free running fanatic.
But it's like when you interact with certain things on the street, like next to apartment buildings where they have like the little metal staircase.
Or the fire escapes, yeah.
And you run up with that, and you're like web whipping from each
that's
run.
Cool.
It's so cool. But I'm gonna have to give this game. I'm gonna say I don't think it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it. It is currently my favorite game of all time.
Brilliant. That's good.
Because it's just a fantastic game. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it like a 9 out of 10.
It's probably a very good thing to kind of put a disclaimer out with the fact that George has recently got a PlayStation.
Yeah.
So if you're sat there thinking, "Oh my god, what about this game? What about this game?" the chances are George hasn't had the chance to play them yet.
I know for a fact that you were thinking, but God of War.
But God of War, there's The Last of Us. There are so many
true.
console exclusives, which Spider-Man is. It's a PlayStation exclusive. That you haven't had a chance to play yet. So I'd be really interested to, if you go on and play those games, to see if
gaming
you still
library
think
expands.
that. Yeah, because your gaming library before this is all Nintendo.
Oh yeah,
very
70% of it's Nintendo, and then the other rest of it was PS2.
Which is why I'm shocked to hear that Legend of Zelda was so far down on your list, because
Zelda's my favourite video game franchise of all time. But that's because all round their games are just quite nice, and like there's a nice. You don't really get a bad Zelda game.
No, they're all the same. You know what you get when you buy one, but they're all so different.
Yeah,
that's why I like Zelda.
Like Breath of the Wild was great. Anyway,
phenomenal.
Deteriorating. It was great. What was your rating, Luke?
Like you said, it's not perfect. It was absolutely revolutionary for a comic book game. In the same way that they're getting a lot of comparisons to the Arkham series.
Yeah.
The creative director even says himself, like, he knows why he's getting the comparisons, but they're not the same, and they're not. I've played every Arkham game. It's not the same thing. This is fully open world from the start.
Yep.
And, the playstyle's so different. There's no just counter and get rid of. Like, you play the game, it's fast-paced, it's fun. I will say, not just because... My rating isn't just because of gameplay or story. It's going to be gameplay, story, but also it's revolutionary. My number one game at the minute is God of War.
Yeah, so that was coming.
2. Here's the thing. We'll talk about this in a minute. I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That game is so hard to rank at the minute because I haven't completed it, but I've put about 3 days worth of time into it.
Oh, blimey. Okay,
There's so much to it. It's brilliant.
Just to put that in context, this man completed Spider-Man 2 in... Oh, no, not Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man PS4 in 2 days.
And then I
100%ed it in 2 days.
Yeah. I mean, it's like... I would say it's so difficult because for Odyssey, I want to rank it higher because of the amount of work that's gone into it.
Yeah.
But
then I'm sure that a reasonable amount of work went into Sonic 06, but that's not ranking any higher.
I'm gonna say Spider-Man out of 10 is... I think 9's a very good rating. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I would say it's my 3rd favourite currently.
What's your 2nd favourite?
Odyssey. I'm going to put Odyssey ahead.
Oh, okay.
Until I've completed it. I'm very intrigued by Odyssey, but I'm playing it through with Eve watching it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And obviously Eve's away this weekend, so I can't play it. So any time that I'm going to get to play that game today is going to be side quest and leveling up, so I can not have to do that in the future. So because it does that thing that annoying games do, where it's like, hey, you can't do this next quest until you're this level. Because they want the game to feel longer, so they force you to
grind.
It's kind of annoying, but if I do that before, I won't have to do it. So I might do that for the weekend. But
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I give it a 9. You give it a 9. I think it's a phenomenal game, and if you haven't played it, you need to go get it. I would call it. Now is the time to be getting a PlayStation. Truly, because Last of Us 2 is coming out, and you need to play the first one to play the second one. It's a phenomenal game. It's an absolute masterpiece. You've got God of War. You've got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's obviously going to have more sequels. So is God of War. There's so much coming out, and if you're torn between the battle of Xbox or PS4, it's a question people get asked a lot. You know,
look at the exclusives.
Look at the exclusives. They're the same console. I mean, if you're playing alone, I'm very much currently story driven in my gaming. I'm not.
So am I. Yeah.
So I try and ignore the community. So Xbox is more younger players.
I honestly, I've had my PS4 for 2 months now, and I still don't have a single friend on PSN.
I still haven't added you, and I was literally at your house when your PlayStation arrived.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, it's now is the time. If you're torn between the two, look at the exclusives. For me personally, the PlayStation has the most frequent releasing exclusives, but it's not like they're being half-assed either. They're all by different companies, and they've had many years put into them, and a lot of work. So much work has gone into all of them, and they're all masterpieces in my opinion. I definitely look into the exclusives for these consoles. And now is the time to be upgrading if you're still on a 360 or a PS3.
I feel like people wouldn't. When did the PS4 and Xbox One come out?
It's got to be going on 5 years now.
I was gonna say, if you haven't upgraded yet,
dude, when I went to CEX, there were people coming in and buying 360s and PS3s still. They didn't have next gen; they were just buying them. Because
that's surprising.
I get why they do it, because they're saying that there's more. There's more games. There's a bigger library.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm currently studying video game design, and I'm very into the industry for where it's going, not where it's been.
Yeah.
So next gen for me is where it needs to be. Other people aren't in the same mindset. They like, I'm gonna buy 360 because it's a lot cheaper, and I know all the games that have come out.
Yeah.
I get
some of that Portal 2.
Yeah. I 100% understand that, but I'm not gonna buy one anytime soon at all.
No, neither am I.
But yeah, no. So that's pretty much concluding it for the Spider-Man segment. I have a question for you though, George.
Oh, shoot, mate, shoot.
What are you playing, reading, watching, doing currently? What's the thing that you're obsessing over at the second?
The thing that I'm obsessing over the thing that I'm obsessing over at the moment is actually stop motion animation. So and also figure photography.
Oh boy, sure if you're doing figure photography or stop motion, Overwatch just announced their partnership with Lego, and they're doing Overwatch Lego.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
You could try and recreate the shorts as the Lego.
My god!
Yeah.
That would be amazing. But no, in all seriousness, if you've seen my Instagram or anything, then you'll know that I've been getting right into action figure photography at the moment. And I've also just been collecting action figures. I probably need to stop, actually.
You've got like 3 shelves, mate.
Yeah, I do actually. I've actually moved loads of stuff. All of my Marvel figures are on the top shelf. Then DC and random figures like the Hobbit figures and Halo figures and stuff, second shelf. And then all of the bottom shelf is just filled with Doctor Who figures, dude.
But those aren't new. You've had them.
No, I've had those for like 10 years. And I thought I'd better display them again because...
you used to have the nerd shelf, like, displayed.
Oh my god, I did. I mean... I had to move all of my DVDs off of that shelf as well, so like, my action figures on them.
Because obviously I used to have the shelves that I put my stuff on, but I actually...
That's where I got the idea of the nerd shelf from you.
I'm actually way happier with what it's like now. I've got... George may remember because I've shown him a picture, but basically my desk is situated... Because I'm in like a student sort of accommodation, but it's like a flat, and I've got my desk next to a window. It's got a large windowsill, and I've just got like... this Lord of the Rings print, and then all of my maps and like soundtracks are stacked next to it like DVDs would be in a bookshelf.
Yeah.
Then I've got my Dishonored mask with the ring that Emily has in the game. I've got my Assassin's Creed 3 medallion, like huge coin.
I've got that fucking metal Sonic as well.
Yeah,
It looks really nice.
And then I've got Bayek from Assassin's Creed Origins. I got the statue from that when I went to CEX because I got it on discount. That comes with an art book too. And then I just got the Odyssey statue with an art book. and it's just so simple, but I prefer it.
See, I've always been a fan of... I like clutter, but I'm really bad at controlling it.
I have to control it at the minute because obviously I don't live alone.
Yeah, you have Eve holding you back.
Luckily, Eve doesn't care about that, and I don't think she should care about that because our window's kind of split into 2 windows, and I'm by the not opening window, and all of her stuff that she wants to put on the windowsill can go on the other half of the windowsill. I deliberately haven't gone past the midway point.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So she doesn't care. It's fine. She thinks they look cool. So
nice.
I'm quite lucky there. But
yeah,
we're collectors. We're quite. Me and George
been,
collect a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how many sonic screwdrivers do you fucking have?
Oh my god! Right, don't get me started, dude. Basically, obviously, as of recording this, Series 11 of Doctor Who starts tomorrow. And there's a new screwdriver, and I need it.
Have they released one that does the same thing as your Matt Smith one?
No, they haven't. Basically, out of context, that was a load of rubbish. But I have 2 sonic screwdrivers. One is a Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant prop, and the other one is a Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi prop. Both of these have the power to turn off TVs and basically use them as remotes. And they're fantastic. I use them on a daily basis, not for turning off the TVs, but turning off other things that other people don't want me to turn off.
And he's on about like projectors in school and teachers are teaching.
Yeah, that was my old gimmick. I used to take in my 10th Doctor Sonic screwdriver to my maths lesson, just turn off the projectors. It was the most fun I've ever had in a maths lesson.
I mean, you had the same teachers. We're in different years. I'm a year older, but I had the same teacher, and that teacher got a very good sense of humour.
Oh my god, yeah.
But he can become confused quite easily.
He was, by the end of it, well, I'm just going to say Mr. Tucker, because that doesn't lead you anywhere. Mr. Tucker was by far my favourite teacher at that school, and the day I told him that I was messing around with the projector, he looked at me. Basically, we were in a revision session because it was just before my GCSEs, and I decided to come clean because obviously GCSEs were coming up. I didn't want to be messing around. I didn't want to be disturbing other people because, you know, if they got a bad grade, that would look bad on me. So I said, "Sir, do you want to see my sonic screwdriver?" And he just told me to sit down. And then everybody turned around and went, "No, sir, you're going to want to see this." And he went, "Why?" And I went, "So, you know what a sonic screwdriver is, don't you, sir?" And he went, "Yeah, it's that rubbish wand thing from Doctor Who, isn't it?" And I went, "Yeah, basically." And then turned off his projector, and he went, "Do that again?" I turned it off, not taking his "do that again" as a serious threat.
He thought he meant like he was genuinely asking to show him again.
Yeah,
but he was more like, "Do that one more time." That was more.
And and I'm not kidding. I looked at his face went completely straight, and he just started walking towards me. And like, I ran to the other side of the classroom, turned around, and he was on top of a freaking table, like coming towards me. And it was like the creepiest thing I've ever seen. But still one of the best things. I have too many sonic screwdrivers. That was the basis of that story.
Too many.
I'm just going to do a quick head count from the ones that I can see on display at the moment. 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7.
Yeah, that's
out on display at the moment. But yeah, we're big collectors, and we always have been. That was the moral of that story. But stop motion and figure photography at the moment has sort of been taking over my life. There are a couple things I really want to do with stop motion. With a couple of like Spider-Man figures. I want to make a Game Grumps animated with action figures.
Okay.
And I think that would be really cool because I feel like I could, like the 2 Game Grumps, Danny and Aaron, I feel like I could display them both as like one as Deadpool, one as Spider-Man, sort of both just fucking around on a couch. I feel like it would be a cool little experiment. As of what I'm playing at the moment, I'm playing. Before I was here doing this, I was playing a little bit of Just Cause 3.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, I am watching Merlin.
Oh really?
Again.
Oh, you did tell me actually about a week ago.
I'm rewatching Merlin with my mum, and we have this thing where obviously me and Luke are around about the same age. Literally, we were born the same year. just at different ends of it. So we both grew up watching things like Merlin and David Tennant, Doctor Who, that sort of thing. So going back and watching this thing from my childhood is both nostalgic and I'm just gonna... The CG does not hold up, does it?
No, not even remotely. It's the dragon, man. John Hurt's dragon.
John Hurt.
Yeah.
Merlin! As he comes down on this rock that isn't there.
But he seems to be able to fucking, like, fly away no matter how chained up he is.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just like, I'm gonna fly all the way up here. This cave is endless.
Me and my mum have this thing where every single episode, at one point, a character says the word destiny.
Uh-huh.
And whenever, you can feel it coming. So they'll be like, Merlin, you must do this. And me and my mum will look at each other and be like,
it is your destiny.
It is your destiny, Merlin. And it's like, oh, brilliant, yeah. Sometimes they say it like 3 times in an episode and we're having a field day.
Nah, I feel like you can make a drinking game out of many different points within Merlin.
God.
So my point is, every time there's a duel, hang on, every single time there is a like championship, you know, where they're actually in the arena and fighting. Yeah, that's like every 2 episodes.
Literally, I just watched an episode like yesterday, which was at the jousting tournament.
Oh yes,
where Arthur decides he doesn't want to be cheated by being a prince, so he decides to act as if he's one of the commoners. To then go into the jousting tournament and whoop everybody's ass.
You're not far from the end, like a season away.
No. I'm in like series 2, and there are 5 seasons.
What the fuck? I binge watched the shit out of that. So my like concept of time.
But no, there's another one. I've realised as well that most episodes have basic plot points.
Yeah.
It starts off with Merlin and Arthur doing a bit of that bromancy stuff. Then it sort of goes, there's a problem that only magic can solve. Gaia says, no, you can't solve it with magic, and then Merlin solves it with magic.
Yeah, he's like, don't use magic, and then Merlin goes, fuck you, don't take my magic, and then he just fucking does it anyway.
And he's like, but you gave me that book for a reason, Gaius. And then suddenly he's just like, yep, magic. That's done. And then, no, right, there's another plot point in there. Gaius says, don't use magic, and then later on he'll say, Merlin, you have to use your magic.
Yeah. Have you you've finished Merlin before, right?
Yes, I have.
So the one thing that really kind of griped me the most
was the ending.
It wasn't even that. It was more the idea that like he finds out that Merlin's warlock.
Yeah.
And he's kind of annoyed, and he's like still doesn't know whether to trust him or not. Just because he's a warlock. And I'm like, you just spent 5 seasons saving your life non-stop and being your best friend.
Trust him.
Yeah. Like, and now he's doing everything to save your life currently, as you're saying, I don't trust you.
One thing I do like about it is because obviously I'm at the beginning of the series at the moment, I'm realising that Morgana is played... The woman who plays Morgana is... so good at playing a really good person and then so good at playing a really evil person.
What's
it's so weird that they're the same character but like 2 completely different personalities.
No, she's great. What is her name?
I had to Google this the other day because my mum thought that she was in something else and she wasn't. Let me have a quick look on.
She's very Irish. It's great.
She's very Irish. Yeah. She's very Irish. I like that's what you take away from it.
It's all you can hear in her voice.
Merlin Morgana. Let's see who plays her. Morgan Le Fay.
Morgan Le Fay. Wait, no.
Yeah, Morgan Le Fay.
No, that's not her name.
Oh, wait.
That's Morgana.
That's actually Morgana.
Trust me, George, I've done the research.
Katie McGrath. Katie McGrath.
Morgan Le Fay is who Morgana is in the original story of King Arthur.
Right, if there was a camera here right now, I could show you. I type in Merlin Morgana, and the first thing that comes up is the name Morgan Le Fay.
Yeah.
But then I didn't read the fact that underneath it says mythological character.
I've done so much King Arthur story, like, investigating. The second you said that, I froze.
It's Katie McGrath.
Katie McGrath. Yeah. Great actor. I do agree.
She's great.
Good. I love Arthur's actor.
Oh yeah, he's got a very weak chin, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Me and my mum were like, basically, we were rewatching it for the first time. We were like on episode 3, and we were like, you know what? Everybody in Merlin's ugly, isn't they?
Oh god.
So they're a load of ugly buggers, isn't they? No, but
what's going on the internet?
Yeah. No, I bloody love Merlin. It's really good because obviously I have access to a Netflix account now, courtesy of my friend Alex. So me and my mum have just been going through Merlin and everything.
Yeah, because they're all on there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's fantastic. The storyline's brilliant. Although character development, I'm noticing a certain amount of character development goes on throughout an episode, and then at the beginning of the next episode, everything's gone.
It's like they start again.
Yeah. It's like the final bit of an episode will be Merlin and Arthur being like, "You will always be my friend, Merlin." "Oh, you too, Arthur." And then the next one's, "Merlin, you idiot!"
Yeah,
It's like, oh, brilliant. "I'll always respect you, Merlin. Merlin, clean the horses out." It's like,
welcome to Cuz, where we talk about things that came out over a decade ago.
Yeah. Yes. and we get unnaturally close to the microphone to make people feel uncomfortable.
You're not wrong.
Unpop filtered as well.
Oh really?
Anyway,
brutal. Savage.
I took off the pop filter, purely started to go. Anyway, right. Let's stop that ASMR. Right. What have you been watching and playing recently?
I'm not watching a lot at the minute. Okay, if I'm watching, I've restarted the MCU.
Nice.
Sorry, I've restarted the MCU Netflix. That's what I've restarted.
Series. I was gonna say because I've recently restarted the MCU movies. I've literally only watched Iron Man 1 so far because I've realised that for some reason Hulk isn't on Netflix.
That's because it kind of is the MCU, but kind of isn't at the same time.
I see.
It's like,
I have it on DVD. I've just not gotten around to actually watching it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not the worst film I've seen.
No, the worst film in the MCU has got to be either Thor: The Dark World or Captain.
The first Captain America was good. It's not the best Captain America, but it's good.
No, Winter Soldier is pretty damn good.
There's that scene where they're like side on, and it's Bucky and Captain America fighting Iron Man.
Oh my god!
One of my favourite scenes in the whole
Civil War.
MCU.
In Civil War, yeah. Yeah, I think both of the first Thor films were terrible. Basically,
I like the first one.
The first one just felt a bit lackluster.
Yeah, I mean,
Thor Ragnarok blew out of the park. Thor Ragnarok was great.
I did like Thor Ragnarok.
And obviously, you didn't like Infinity War, did you?
I despised Infinity War with a passion. That's my least favourite MCU film.
I liked Infinity War
a little
bit too much. I've watched it again recently with, basically, I went to someone's house and they have a summer house and they have a projector on the back wall which obviously projects onto the front wall. So it's basically like sat in a private cinema watching Infinity War and it was really good. It was...
everyone I've spoken to loves it. Like I said to you, you're the only person who gave me actual justification for why they liked it. Everyone else, I said, I don't like it. Here's why I don't like it. I made some... I don't think it's incorrect to say I made some valid points.
Yeah.
And everybody just turned on and went, I loved it. And I'm like, that's not...
That's not... See, I feel like we've discussed this almost too much.
Yeah, we talked about Infinity War a lot.
I mean, I feel like I managed to sway you onto a couple of good points about it. You managed to sway me onto a couple of bad points.
There are some good parts in the film, but overall, it's the worst MCU film for me. And I went from watching Black Panther to that, and Black Panther's phenomenal, and I think that didn't help.
I still haven't seen Black Panther, and I need to.
Black Panther was
I just haven't
amazing.
gotten around to it. Also, have you seen Ant-Man and the Wasp yet?
Yes,
because
I have.
I haven't. How was it? What did you think?
It was funny, but it wasn't too funny.
Okay, good. Spoiler free, if you don't mind.
The story is it's justifiable enough to make a film. Like, I'm not upset that I went and saw it.
Yeah.
It's do I like it more than the first one? It's on par with the first one.
Okay, cool. So this is like a good film then.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. Actually, it's funnier than the first one.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I definitely recommend seeing it. It's good. Not the best film I've seen since moving though.
Oh, what's the best film you've seen since moving?
It's a film. Oh, actually, there's two. Oh man, I forgot I saw the other one. So there's a film called Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, okay. A couple of my friends went to see that. Was that good?
So funny, so good. For anyone who doesn't know, Crazy Rich Asians is basically about this very rich family in Singapore and how they kind of come to England, and the son stays and does his studies in in New York. Somewhere in fucking America, I don't remember. And he does his studies in America, and then he meets some girl who is also Asian, but she's American Asian. She's not really Asian. Like, she wasn't born in Asia.
She's not really Asian.
Asian ethnicity, but she wasn't born there, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah. She has Asian heritage.
So she's American Asian, and he is with her. He's been with her for ages, and there's a wedding, and he goes back for the wedding. It takes her, and it's all about the gossip about that and how the very traditional family tries to adjust to the fact that he is not marrying another rich family, but not only that, is marrying an American, not someone from Singapore. Or
so they're
someone
like,
who's actually Asian.
Oh, hello, is this your girlfriend?
No.
And then she's like, oh, hi there, and you're like, you are disowned.
No, they all speak really, really good American English.
Oh, okay, good.
Because they're so rich, they travel a lot, I guess. And yeah, the whole thing's just about, no, you should be marrying this because you should be like taking over the business and helping bring money in. And he's like, no, I love her. It's a really, really good film. It sounds like a sloppy romantic film. It's not. It's really funny. I was gonna
say, you're not selling it very well.
No, it's super funny because the things that some of the like gossipy girls do to the girl who he's with is brutal and it's hilarious. Like, I loved it. But the other film I saw was the one with Anna Kendrick in, the A Simple Favor.
Oh, okay.
Where basically she meets this rich mum, basically whose son goes to the same school as her son, and their sons want to have a play date, so she invites her back to her house to drink. And they kind of become friends, and then she goes missing. She just says, hey, can you come pick up my son? Anna Kendrick does it, and then she goes missing for days.
Oh, shit.
And it's a story of, there's a lot of really complicated stuff that happens, but it's so funny, and it's so clever at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know what I'd rate. I think I'd rate the Anna Kendrick one, A Simple Favor, above Crazy Asians. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Definitely. It's worth saying. You'll crack up. You'll absolutely crack up. There are so many references that me and Eve have to that film now that we use in everyday life. Worth seeing, 100%. At the minute, so I'm watching MCU rewatching on Netflix. We've made it. I watched Iron Fist. I fucking loved Iron Fist. You didn't finish it at all.
I didn't finish it because of the fact that
he joins the company.
I got to episode 6 and it was him settling into a new job, and I was just like, I can't be bothered to sit through this.
So that probably lasts not even an episode.
And it was the fact that it was there that put me off.
Yeah, he kind of. It definitely goes more back into the Kung Fu side of it. It's very, very good. And I finished it, and it left on such a cliffhanger. I was like, fuck, I need to watch season 2 that just came out. But in between the timeline of this and season 2, there was the Defenders.
Right, yeah.
I haven't watched the Defenders because I didn't watch Jessica Jones. I didn't watch Luke Cage, and I didn't watch Luke Cage because I didn't watch Jessica Jones. So I was like, fuck. So I watched Jessica Jones, and Eve got really into Jessica Jones. And so we were both watching Daredevil because she hasn't seen it, and I loved Daredevil.
Nice. I need to catch up on Daredevil. Actually.
Daredevil was phenomenal. I loved it. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to watch at the minute. But Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out.
Nice.
Technically, it came out yesterday. It came out yesterday, but I got it about 5 days early.
Yeah. Why was that?
Because I threw my money at the game. I bought one of the top editions, and so they sent it to me early.
Nice.
I'm very grateful that happened because there's so much in that game, and you just need the head start.
Are you currently playing it before other people have gotten it?
I was.
Is it actually out yet?
It's out as of yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So I was playing it before everyone who didn't pre-order the top edition You know what I mean? Like, I bought the statue
Yeah,
edition. Yeah. I think there was an edition above mine that gives you like a replica of the Spear of Leonidas, which is really cool, and I will try and buy it at some point. But
yeah,
either way, I got early access.
Actually, recently found Wish.com.
Yes, Wish and Geek. They're the same website. Don't be confused.
Yeah. And I've actually bought you your Christmas present already.
Have you actually?
Yeah, because I saw it and was like, Luke is gonna want that, and it was reasonably cheap. I won't tell you what it is, but I just thought I'd let you know that I found Wish.com and that I sort of want to buy some bootleg Figma figures.
This motherfucker last year bought me fart spray. Right. This year, George actually got a job this year.
Yeah. So I can actually buy people Christmas presents.
And George just admitted to me that he bought my present from Wish and it was extremely cheap.
It wasn't extremely cheap. It was just cheaper than it would have been. Okay? So... Don't be thinking I'm going cheap on you.
Cheap on me.
This is literally just I saw it, thought this'll do if I can't find something.
Money ain't it. I also don't know what happened to that fart spray. I think I binned it.
Are you kidding? That fart spray actually cost me quite a bit of money for what it was.
I genuinely don't know because I've moved. I may have kept it. If I binned it, the bin men are having a terrible day dealing with it.
Oh my god! I can't believe you freaking got rid of that.
I don't know if I did.
That actually cost me quite a bit of money.
Joke's on you for spending money on shit spray.
We didn't even use it in the end. We had a plan, dude. We were going to use it in CCI.
Yeah, but I can't go into CCI anymore, George.
I know.
Because I fucking don't go to college. Can I...
Right.
So currently I'm playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There's a lot to it.
Yep, go
They've
on.
put myth in the actual world, which is fucking awesome. And they've explained it. So you haven't played any of Assassin's Creed, have you?
No, I need to get around to it.
So you have like the idea is basically there's a civilization that came long before man even made their first primitive settlements,
Nice.
and they're the Isu. They're known as the first civilization, and they're super advanced. And I mean like advanced than we are today in real life, like super advanced. And basically they get wiped out by a solar flare.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But it's really interesting because they basically create mankind after them.
Nice. Okay.
And they control them with these artifacts known as Pieces of Eden. They come in many forms. You've got the Staff of Hermes. You've got like that's what it's called today. Obviously, they probably didn't call it that at the time. You've got like Pieces of Eden. You've got the Apple of Eden that controls people, and the Apple of Eden is what Adam and Eve, the two humans that they create in this world that they've got, steal to stop them from controlling them.
Oh, I see.
And that's the whole story of Adam and Eve and the apple. It's amazingly done. And in this game, they explain... I mean, it's like fucking 15 games down the line. They've explained how... Because we're in ancient Greece. I think it's the perfect setting for this game. It's based around 429 BC because some person has died. And I know the date of that from my classical studies.
Nice.
It's kind of like just after the Battle of Thermopylae Marathon, which most people know from 300. It's very embedded in myth because it's so old. It's in ancient Greece, and they kind of explain that the Isu, messing around with genetics, like they made humans, so they're messing around with genetic and biology and like all this weird stuff to create things, and that's how they create mythical monsters, is like messing around with DNA.
Nice, yeah.
And so, like, the Minotaur existed because the Isu made them. Medusa existed because the Isu made it, and stuff like that. Are you gonna play? You'll play this at some point, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I totally will. I need to actually go through and play them all, I think.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, they haven't done a remaster of the first game. Kind of upsetting. They've announced a figure. So I'm looking at the merch store. They've announced a fucking hell. That statue is 700 quid. They've announced a remaster of Assassin's Creed 3. Not as in Ezio's Brotherhood, but as in Connor Revolutionary America. and it comes with the season pass of the Odyssey game.
Nice.
Which means if you were to play the Assassin's Creed, you could play the Ezio games because they're remastered into the Ezio collection. You could play 3. You could play Black Flag, which is the 4th one, and then you could play everything else because they're on next gen.
Okay, cool.
The only one you're missing
is that first.
It's the first one, and the first one is, although, okay, you could have the whole game summarized to you, the whole franchise, but it's worth playing because although there's an overarching story in all of them, each person, each assassin, they've got their own stories and their own lives and things that happen, and it's really interesting to see. So I do recommend you do that at some point, George. It's definitely worth it. Odyssey has some really cool features. As many of you might know, if you played the original Assassin's Creed, you don't find out information about your targets and the missions unless you eavesdrop on people and go places and find information yourself. It doesn't tell you where to go.
Nice.
You have to listen, and they'll be like, "Oh, your next target is in Damascus. You've got to go to Damascus and eavesdrop." There is a mode in Assassin's Creed that you can choose where it says, "We'll either show you where to go, or we'll give you hints, and you have to find it yourself." It's the way they say it's the way Odyssey is meant to be played, and I totally agree. That game is so much more fun when it says this person is in this region, they are north of this but south of this. You've got to
find them.
Yeah. It's the game is phenomenal. I really recommend buying it to anyone who hasn't got it. George, I recommend playing the others first.
I will.
Play from October 2nd. So what's the date today?
The date today is the 6th of October.
Okay, so I got it quite a few days early. It's nice. It's real nice. Oh man, some of these statues are fucking cool. So there's the statue that I got. Oh my god, the spear is only 50 quid. The statue I got is really cool. It's the guy jumping off Medusa's head. But they do a statue of the girl on a pillar.
Nice, yeah. And
I play as the girl. She's awesome. So I'm kind of upset that my statue wasn't of Cassandra. Because I really wanted it to be. That's what I'm playing at the minute. I'm not really doing much else because I'm so invested in this game at the minute.
Yeah, nice.
But that's kind of what I'm wasting my time on. Which is awesome. Is there anything that you are kind of waiting for? Play?
So, if we're just talking about various video games, obviously I'm waiting for the new Smash Brothers game, which is hopefully coming out at some point. In fact, I completely forgot about it until a little while ago when I saw an update video on the game.
I forgot you still had a Switch.
Yeah, I forgot I had a Switch as well. Gotta be honest. I'm wondering when the next Legend of Zelda game is going to come out. Because, obviously, at the beginning of last year, we got Breath of the Wild. And then, at the beginning, in May, we got Hyrule Warriors Remastered. Which is the reason I bought a Switch, but I still, funnily enough, don't have the game.
Do you think that they will... Do you think they're going to make one soon?
I'm hoping so. I mean, Nintendo like to do this thing where they make a new Zelda game once a year. Whether it's a main series Zelda game or a side Zelda game like Hyrule Warriors was. But I'm hoping that they announce something soon because they actually haven't announced anything Zelda in a little while, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a problem for me because, like I said earlier, Zelda, I love a bit of Zeldies. So
I love
a little bit of Zeldies. So it's like I actually need to play Skyward Sword because I picked it up ages ago now.
Didn't you pick it up with me in CES?
Yeah.
You used my discount.
Yeah, I did. Thanks.
And you haven't even played it.
I haven't played it yet. I played the tutorial part.
Yeah.
And then got down to Farron Woods and haven't really done anything since. Mainly because immediately after that I got a Switch and had to unplug my Wii U to make space for the Switch.
Classic.
So it's just a matter of me being too lazy to set up my Wii U, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But apart of, I'm trying to think, movies wise, I've noticed this, right. There are so many movies coming out from now till Christmas.
Yes.
Like, there are so many films. Like, I see loads of trailers, and I'm like, I want to go and see that for my birthday. I want to go and see that for my birthday. I want to go and see that for my birthday.
Currently,
and it's like,
the ones that me and Eve are dying to see is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, yeah.
There's the new Spider-Man film.
Yeah.
But that won't be till, like, I'm back home, so that won't be till, like, Christmas.
Yeah, fine.
There's there's a film called A Star Is Born, which is Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. It's a music film. It looks very good. There's a film with Keira Knightley in, which is about how it's like Victorian England or France or something, and she is a writer, but she writes so her husband can publish them because his writing isn't getting published, and how they work together. But then later on, she's like, I don't want to write for you anymore. I want to write for me. You're getting all of the fame, but I'm the one who's writing the stories, and it's like kind of the story of that, because obviously she's a woman in that time period, and it's very difficult.
Yeah, so her writing wouldn't be incredible. Yeah, so she'd have to write under an alias, that sort of thing.
What? There was another one that was advertised. Obviously, me and Eve now, like, we lived a minute away from the cinema, so we go quite often. So I'm trying to remember what you see there, but I think those are the main ones.
I'm quite looking forward to... I need to go and see Venom, although reviews have said that it's not very good.
Dude, you don't need the reviews to know that. Look at the fucking CGI for Venom. He's so shiny. Shiny.
But no, Fantastic Beasts, Crimes in Grindelwald.
Oh yes, is that this year?
That's
looking.
This is this year. This year. Is there a new Star Wars film coming out?
I don't think. Oh wait, it would have been announced by now. I feel.
Yeah. Because I think Solo. Release. It would have been Solo would be what I was thinking of. The Spider-Man movie, obviously, like you've said, we've already covered what we think of that, and it's going to be amazing. Hopefully, it's going to be amazing. Spider-Man.
No, sorry.
Ooh, what else? I really want to go and see Christopher Robin.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
I really want to see it. It looks so cute. But my parents won't go and see it with me because I wanted to take my mum to go and see it. And she was like, I don't want to see it. Winnie the Pooh looks creepy as shit.
Go with your sister.
I might do.
So that should be up for it.
Yeah, it probably would be. I really want to go and see that. Bohemian Rhapsody, I've told my dad that I'm going to go and take him to see that as an early Christmas present.
That does look amazing.
It really does. It's got Leo DiCaprio in it.
Hang on,
as well.
An early birthday present?
As an early Christmas present.
Dude, it's like 10 quid to go to the cinema. Pay for it yourself and get a real present.
Yeah, I know. I said early Christmas present because I'm going to get him a Christmas present. Stop fucking judging me,
Oh,
man.
you're taking him. Okay.
Yes!
I thought you kind of cut out for it. I thought you said you asked for it for an early Christmas present.
No.
Okay. Okay, yeah, go on. That makes sense.
No, I'm taking him as an early Christmas present and then getting him whatever else. Because I never really treat my dad to much anyway. So I need to treat my dad to something. Yeah, there are so many films coming out. So many films. I don't know if I want to go and see the new Grinch film.
Eve really wants to go see it, so I will end up seeing it. Isn't David Tennant in it?
What?
No, it's not David Tennant. Who's
it's Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's the one. I just can't see it. I just can't see it.
No, neither can I. But then again, I didn't know that Benedict Cumberbatch was Smaug until like a year ago.
What?
So I didn't know that Benedict Cumberbatch played Smaug in The Hobbit.
Oh man.
And I watched behind the scenes and was like, wait, that's Benedict Cumberbatch in a motion cap suit. What's going on?
Oh, God.
But no, yeah, it's very. There are so many films. I want to go and see loads, but I feel like top of the priority list is the new Spider-Man film. Yeah. Or Spider-Man film.
Because I live next to a Cineworld, and Cineworld do pay £17 a month and go unlimited times.
Oh, that's good.
That's literally like 2 tickets at the view back home.
Yeah.
So, that's me and Eve going to the cinema once. Oh, so twice each because we'll get our own cards, but we can just go and see every film that comes out. But as an added bonus, you get to go to the 4D film so many times, and you get 10% off all the stuff you buy there.
Oh, nice!
And you're only paying about 17 quid.
That's really good.
Yeah, so it's annoying because we don't have anything like that back home.
Yeah.
You just have to pay like £10 a ticket, and it's kind of a rip-off.
And it's extortionate.
It is.
It's actually a stupid amount.
Here, because obviously in the view you get Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
And you get like, you're like, oh well, this is like a reasonable amount of ice cream, I guess. Right here, they don't do Ben and Jerry's. They do way more flavors of another brand, and the tub is like double the size of the tub you get at Ben and Jerry's, and the amount they give you is triple the amount they give you at Ben and Jerry's.
Oh.
And it costs the same amount.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. I was kind of blown away.
That's great.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I'm so annoyed that I'm not there.
You'd come up and see the uni.
I do. I will do that. I will get around to it, don't worry.
It's only like 60 quid for a plane journey.
Oh, it's only 60 quid.
I mean, it's even
do you know how much Marvel Legends I can buy with that shit?
Do you know how much it costs to get up here on the train?
How much?
Over 100 one way.
Bloody hell!
With a rail card.
Nah, mate. I'll get the plane.
Yeah, and it's only an hour on the plane. Because you can literally go from Exeter and then arrive in Newcastle, which is like...
Yeah.
Just under an hour away on the train.
Nice.
Yeah, so... It's not too bad.
Cool beans.
I think this is I'm calling it. Yeah, I'm calling it. This is the end.
This is the end of the pod.
This is the end of the yeah. I mean, you said
Of
pod
the first
instead
pod.
of the cast, and that's the end of the podcast. But it's, okay, whatever. So thank you if you did listen.
I'm assuming that if they made it to this point, then they did listen.
I don't know. Some people just fucking have background noise, don't they?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's an experimental podcast. We probably do it for shits and giggles for a bit.
Yeah.
And then drop it like everything else. But we'll keep doing them as and when we see fit. There's no particular time frame. We're not like planning to do it weekly or monthly or anything. Just whenever.
We'll do it whenever we're bored and we feel like catching up a bit.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like it's a good way of doing it.
I feel like we need something to actually end it on.
Do we?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't freaking know. I'd like you know how me, my brother, my brother, my brother, and me.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sort of like they read out a final question or something like that, and it's always like a funny ending.
Okay, hang on.
That was it. That's the end.
No. Hang on. I've got something. If I can find something.
Hopefully, the next time we do a podcast, this annoying cough is gone. So I can't imagine it's very nice on the poor listeners' ears.
I don't.
We've been talking for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, Mr. Someone's like, you must do something and end it on something. What the fuck? What's this? I can't find something, George. It's a lost cause.
Okay, well, we'll just end it.
Thank you.
That was it.
Thank you guys for listening. This was
Cuz
experimental podcast that may not continue. We'll see. Cool. If you ever want to come and listen to some ranting and bullshit, you know the place.
Yeah. If you ever want to, talk about, just listen to two guys talking about video games and movies and pop culture and shit for an hour and a half, then come back the next time we do a podcast.
Which will be
be magic.
What, next year?
Yeah, probably. It'll be at Christmas, and we'll be in the same room.
All right, let's call it. Ready? Down.
What? What just happened? Are you recording? Say when.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Up,
down, up, down, up, down. Okay, cool. That should be.
That was more than
'cause
4.
it just means. No, it wasn't. No, it was. I meant saying, shut up.